Best Small Fifth Wheel 2023 is the name of the video we published on this 29-foot fifth wheel you see behind me. In that video, we show you this RV as we received it from the dealership in May 2023. 45 days ago, Melody and I departed on a Northeast RV adventure, taking us from West Virginia to Maine, where we are currently located. Now that we've given our KZ Durango half-ton fifth wheel a thorough field test, in this video, we've found a few things that we want to show you, and Melody is going to go first. We share the best camping locations in the USA.
Hi guys, we hope you enjoy the video.
Check out our RV and camping related gear at our Amazon storefront. Link in video description.
Let me tell you about this KZ Durango half-ton fifth wheel. It's shorter, it's lighter, and it is so much easier to maneuver through campgrounds. One of the upgrades we did to the steps on the fifth wheel was we added these sticky carpets, and you can find them on our Amazon storefront. The carpet also makes it so much more easier for Milo to get up into the rig so he's not slipping on the metal part. Okay, let's go check out the inside and we'll show you some, little things that we have done and some a couple of issues that we have also had to fix ourselves. So come on in. Hi, Milo. There's Milo, everybody. Say hi to come on up here. Honey, before we start, I'm going to get Milo a treat. Okay. This is where we keep Milo's treats. Sit. Good boy. There you go. Okay, some of the things that we have done in the rig is we added this curtain rod, and these are command hook for curtains. And we got both of those at Walmart. We looked high and low for curtains and I could not find anything we wanted. This window by the sink did not come with the shade. So what I did is we ordered these rings off of Amazon, and these are actually kitchen tea towels that I picked up at the $1.25 store, and they work perfect. It took 4 of them, and it closes easy at nighttime so nobody can see you. That's one thing. We added the carpet. We added the carpet here, and we also added the runner in the hallway. We have put some command hooks throughout. Let's see, Lou, you want to turn them around? And so far we haven't hung too many things on the wall, but there's a little plaque over there by the refrigerator, Home Sweet Home. And then I love this clock. We added that. We pull the table out, we add the insert. It makes it easier when Lou's doing editing on the videos. I have to show you this little spot here. This has an opening right here. Well, Milo loves looking out the window. So what I did is I took the pillow that came with the rig, I shoved it down in there, and then I made him a nice little seating area so he can look out the window.
And he appreciates that.
Yeah, and Milo loves looking out the window. And then he will get up here and he looks out this window also. So he likes that. Now, do you want me to open up the cupboards real quick just to show? Okay. We do have plenty of storage space in here. In fact, I think we gained more from our bigger rig. So I also did the curtain thing here in the hallway because there was no shade here. And then, bedroom's just a place to sleep. So it's, fairly simple. Okay. Now, let me tell you about some very minor issues we have had. A lot of the molding came loose, so Lou had to go through and we got finishing nails, and he just tacked it, and now it's as good as new. Lou, let's go into the living room, and I want to tell him about a few things that I wish KZ would have done with this model.
So one thing I want to show you is, here's one of the finishing nails. These are the another set of curtain rods that Melody had me put up. And they worked really well, and believe it or not, those are dish towels. But I put finishing nails in here. Throughout the RV, from the factory, they must have used glue. Well, the glue during this 45-day field test, and the bouncing around and that, some of these moldings had started to pop out. They didn't come off, but you could see a little space in between where the molding comes against the wall. So I put finishing nails in here, and that took care of the problem. Minor stuff, but like Melody said, minor stuff.
Okay. One of the things that I wish KZ would have done would have put more outlets in here. There's not a whole lot of outlets, especially over in the dinette area. Lou had to run an extension cord and plug it in back here behind me. So I would say maybe one or two on each wall here or over below the window would have been a huge difference. So KZ, if you're watching this, you may consider doing that in the next year's model. This is Milo's favorite spot. Do you like this spot, Milo? Do you love it here? Yeah? Okay.
So this space right here, this is what Melody's talking about. This is the primary workspace. We both work off of that kitchen table. You can see both of our laptops there. And most of your electrical, stuff, charging phones, all that, is going to be pretty much in this one area. Well, in this whole slide out, and this is a really good slide out, by the way. No problems at all with the slide out. But they did not put an electrical receptacle in that slide out. So if you want power for all your devices and all that, then you have to come around the corner here and tap into the one that's in the back of the chair there, which isn't a problem. I just have to remember to disconnect that electrical cord, that extension cord, every time I move the slide in and out. So that was an oddity that I was really surprised they didn't put a 110 plug anywhere on that slide out. It sure does feel like fall in Maine. At this time, I'm going to show you a few things that I discovered about our KZ Durango half-ton fifth wheel. In our last video, Best Small Fifth Wheel 2023 KZ Durango D250 Red. This cargo carrier had not been installed yet, so I wanted to show this to you. It plugs into the receiver that came from the factory. You can see the tow package sign down there, and I put a riser on here, and this is the existing cargo carrier I had on my last fifth wheel. I carry my 50 amp electric cord in here. I have an extension 50 amp electric cord in this box. They're easily accessible from the rear. It's not too much weight on there. Works really good, folks, and it doesn't get in the way of the ladder. I have this particular cargo carrier, if you're interested, on our Amazon affiliate page, and I believe they call it the Amazon storefront. What I'm going to show you now has to do with the power system. And you see you have, let me turn this on. You have this power box, and this controls 110 power going back from the inverter converter to the RV, and they have these switches here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's an on and off switch. There's circuit breakers right here, and you see you have cargo in here. And what had happened is I had accidentally, I lost power in the RV, And it took me a couple hours of troubleshooting to find out what the heck was going on, because I lost power in like half the RV. Well, one of these switches had switched off when I was moving cargo around in here, and I guess this ladder came up and caught the one of these switches. So if you own a KZ Durango and you have one of these boxes in here, that's something that may save you some time if you're trying to figure out why you lost power. So in our previous video, I took you up on top. There are 2 large solar panels up there. We have, each of them are 220 watts, so we have 440 watts of solar power. On the roof, there are 2 lithium batteries. All this came factory installed from KZ. And there is a 30 amp solar charge controller. It's made by Victron. And the reason I'm talking to you about this is one of the things that did not work when I got it home. And I had to play around with it in my driveway to figure out what the heck was wrong. Now, long story short, you have the wiring on this thing. It comes down and you have an inline fuse down here. And that charge controller is rated for 30 amps. You can see here, 30 amps. And this charge controller was set to put out 30 amps. And on a sunny day, that would put out over 25 amps into the battery very easily. And so it kept blowing the fuse. So what I had to do is I went into the Victron app, and you can control how much power this will output. And so I cut it back from 30 amps to 22 amps, and that solved the problem with that wire blowing the fuse. I checked the rating on these wires. They are rated for 30 amps, but that's all they're rated for. So there's like no excess capacity, and the wire was just getting too hot. So that's what I did to fix it. You can go into your Victron app and wind this back. And I'm going to throw a chart up and show you this solar system works really good. It charges the batteries, the lithium batteries, up to 14 point something volts. And then the regular charge controller, will keep the battery at a steady, I think it's 13.6 volts. But it's good for the lithium batteries to receive that boost up to 14 point something volts every day, and that's what that charge controller would do. And if we're boondocking, well, that's what's charging the batteries, folks. If you're not hooked to shore power. So solar system works great. Again, I'll throw a chart up of the history of the solar charging, and you can see how well it works. On the morning of the recording, you can see the system's in bulk charging mode. And we had a rainy day. You can see it never left absorption mode, very little sun that day. And when the battery is charged, the solar goes to float mode. The factory installed solar system works great after I made the modifications to the output of the charge controller. But KZ, if you're listening, please upgrade the wiring on this charge controller. So another thing I want to show you is the cargo capacity. You can see I have my table, I have my mat out, I have the 2 chairs. But they all go in here on top of this ladder. And the storage capacity on this thing is just as much or more than what I had on my previous fifth wheel. The height is a little bit less than what I had on my previous fifth wheel, but you do have a lot of storage capacity in here. But what I want to show you is up front. These are the same containers I had on my previous fifth wheel, and they stack up nicely. This was all unusable space in my previous fifth wheel because I had my lithium battery bank in here. I had 300 amp hour lithium battery bank taking up the space in the front of the RV, in this front compartment, in the front cargo compartment. And now it's all usable space. So I have 6 containers containing all the, my supplies, the things that I use on the RV, cleaning supplies, my water pump, if I need a portable water pump to bring water to the RV. So anyhow, I wanted to show you that front cargo space is all usable because KZ put those lithium batteries in their own compartment right there, and they're out of the way. So on the other side of the RV is this space over here. And what I want to point out here is I have all my sewer hoses and my water hoses on this end. But the thing I want to point out is it's a little bit different. It's the first time I've had an RV where you have the hose hookup that's inside your enclosure here. So what happens is if you have to disconnect this, invariably you get water that spills out and it goes right in here, and then now this is plastic, but still not the greatest setup, I thought. So to get around that, I put this hose on right here, and that's that. I just leave this short hose, I think it's a 4-foot hose that's attached, so I don't have to unscrew this. I don't have to detach this at all. I just bring this hose back up. You can see here. See, I have a 4-foot hose here. It connects right there on the bottom. And then I have a plug that goes in that hose, and I just bring it back up through here, and it sets right up here with the plug in it. So this never gets water in it because all the connecting and disconnecting of the water occurs outside the RV. So that's something I wanted to point out to you. This setup, I kind of like this setup here because you don't have to figure out which way to turn your valves to put fresh water in and to winterize your RV. KZ spells all that out for you right in here. And so you basically just read what you want to do, flip the switches, and it works, folks. Melody and I special ordered our KZ Durango D250 Red from Hartville RV in Ohio. We special ordered it with everything we wanted on it, sight unseen. Hartville RV got the RV in for us. We drove up to Hartville RV, picked it up in a single day.
Stay here, Milo.
And we are really pleased with the RV. There is no punch list, folks. There is nothing on this RV that needs fixed from the dealership. So, and we have field tested this for the last 45 days. It is the best small fifth wheel in 2023, at least that's our opinion. Melody has something she wants to tell you.
If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we will see you down the road.
Our 29-foot KZ Durango half-ton fifth wheel, model D250 Red, holds like a dream, has loads of storage space, and fits into campsites much easier. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you got something out of the video. That's why we make them. If you like this video, like and subscribe. And if you do that, we will see you down the road.